What's going on, y'all? So, yeah, we gotta do a soul farming video here. We got Mr. once again Thunderstruck getting out of line, but this time in a different way. So, let's start off with this comment right here, right? Funny how Xbox has sold more copies than PlayStation did in the same time frame. Also, looks and plays better on Xbox too, he says, right? We got 40 replies here. Yeah, this is a recent Helldivers video. And Thunderstruck says, bruh, stop the cap. The PlayStation still bought more copies. LOL. Stop with the lying nonsense. Okay. Now, first of all, how is he lying? And how did PlayStation buy more copies in the same time frame when the statistics show that it didn't? Because PC was carrying hard. What I think what you should have said is that could have possibly happened if the sales were aligned. But honestly, I don't know, because even after PlayStation had the open window all to itself, after that, Xbox still got the game and outsold it aligned in its own freshness after everybody has touched the market. So yeah, where's the lying at? And he says, hardly a lie when the truth is everywhere. The Xbox has sold more copies than PlayStation in its first week. That's what I'm saying. Where's the lie at, bro? Sit down, pony. What we looking at, pretty much our PlayStation sales are within the 5 to 6 million, he says, where PCs is 12 million. Give the Xbox a year and you'll see more copies sold. Oh yeah, for sure. We're getting to that 1.5 million this year. That's happening. And I don't know why Thunder is saying what he's saying. It's like, dude, I own Helldivers on PlayStation. I've had it since day one. I played Helldivers 1 and turned up the Heat Edition and all that. Talking to somebody who's been played that series, known about it for years. So, that's why you just got pony, sit down. I gotta check him. First week, bruh. But you said he was lying. First week, which it started better, that doesn't mean it outsold PlayStation. No, what we're talking about is alignment. You're trying to grab the totality of what PlayStation had the whole time it's been out, from February all the way to now, right? We're talking about the first week of PlayStation aligned with the first week of Xbox. I hate when people do this. It's like, if you want to compare something, compare it aligned, time frame to time frame. Like if I wanted to compare what Nintendo Switch 2 did with Nintendo Switch 1, I'm going to compare the first 7 weeks with the first 7 weeks. Not say, oh, it's at 150 something million sales. It'll never catch it. You know what I mean? That's only at that. And it's like, that's what you're doing. It's like, no, that's not what we said. We're talking about time frame alignment. Not you had 7 years and this is yours and this is what this looks like only the first week. How did it outsell? No, dude. No, alignment, step by step. Would have been better if they would have launched at the same time, because that's equal alignment, but we don't have that. And that's a double-edged sword, because you got people trying to say somehow that it is. I was like, no. It can. Actually, you know what? Let me make this easier. You got some people saying somehow because it launched later that somehow that is supposed to like give Microsoft an advantage or disadvantage. The reason why I say double-edged sword is because that's not necessarily true, because it's outselling it aligned even after it launched. It just shows the demand and the demographic perfectly on there. You see what I'm saying? And then there's people like, well, if it would have launched equally, it would have sold more. That's why I say it's a double-edged sword. Not necessarily. It could still sell the same, because that's just what that base really wanted. Everybody got their feed off of there, but everybody got their feed off of Xbox. They've been waiting the whole time. So I don't necessarily think, because Helldivers 2 didn't launch on Xbox last year, it can't outsell PlayStation aligned. Now, could it not get more total sales because it launched later? Okay, because it had a head start. That's different. You get what I mean? I think people need to understand the difference between the two. I'm just saying. Because Hollow Knight came out on Switch later. Remember when Hollow Knight? Look how much Hollow Knight sold on Switch. And who's promoting it? What's the promotion? Microsoft paid for it on Game Pass, but what I'm saying is the marketing on the Switch 2 is massive for Hollow Knight. People are going to go, that's 100% $20 every single time. Huge community. You get no diminishing returns in handheld. You know what I mean? That's where I have it. You know what I mean? I have Hollow Knight on there. But it came out later and it's doing better and it's being promoted and doing really good because of that. Helldivers came out on Xbox and it had the highest concurrent peak of all time. And it has the Halo crossover. And everybody is enjoying it. It's only benefiting the game. I still don't understand why we're even like getting to this point now. But this is how petty you guys are being. Definitely you, Thunderstruck. This guy just has something against Xbox. And so let's continue here, because hardly a lie, like you said, when the truth is everywhere, right? This guy's talking about first week, which has started better. That doesn't mean it has outsold PlayStation. Use your head. This guy's not using his. Would be nice if they bought Final Fantasy 16. I thought we were talking, see, now you're talking about a demographic and in a game that's totally out of sync. Now he's trying to bring that up. Just want a low blow, see what I mean? And then he types again, or Avowed, Doom, Redfall, Hellblade, South by Midnight. Well, Sony canceled like 10 games, 11 games. At least they got to play these on Game Pass. Whatever the hell you're trying to say here. And Avowed, I mean, yeah, I beat Avowed, by the way. I beat Doom. I beat Hellblade. I didn't play South Midnight, not interested. Redfall, I couldn't finish it because it was just whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to figure out, what are you trying to say? Because PlayStation players didn't really buy Astrobot. And you couldn't really buy Concord because it got shut down. Lost on the side, it's Dumpster. You're not saying anything about that. That's a dumpster baby game. Just gonna say it, bro. Set that shit on fire. What about Forbidden? Or Forsaken, I mean. Godfall. Those games are garbage, bro. Both. You know what I mean? Like, and then, like I said, you had a lot of canceled stuff. Fair Game looks mid. I'm just turning the mirror, man. You know what you're talking about over here? Equilibrium. If you criticize both, and I've done that. You know what I mean? I criticized Microsoft. But not as much as Sony this year, because, man, they needed that. But they're doing better, and they're turning it around, and we're seeing this cooperation here. So, going down, as he's, like I said, bro, you're trying to downplay, we're just going to turn the mirror, man. Going down, use my head. I am, and you can't argue with statistics either. PC has been leading this game from day one to the point we don't even classify it as a PlayStation game anymore. That's what he was saying. Same politics. I don't know what you're saying, bro. Keep going. All the haters and toxic behavior from fanboys in this game is crazy. You guys just don't like seeing your game doing better on other platforms, which is kind of strange. You're expanding on another market. Remove the logo and see it from a business standpoint and from a gaming community standpoint for a game that's going to benefit it when it's online. And yeah, it doesn't make any sense to get mad over that. Like I said, it's kind of weird. It's like me playing World of Warcraft back in the days, or Fantasy Star Online, or some MMO, Aeon, whatever the hell you wanted to play, Guild Wars, and a whole new realm of people coming in. Why the hell would I say no? That's good for the game. So yeah, that's what you guys are doing for a live service game. Look at Forza. None of you wanted it when it was only on Xbox, but now it's on PlayStation. You all love it. Right, talk to him, bro. Final Fantasy 16 doesn't have the same impact as Helldivers. Completely different games. That's what I'm saying, demographic. You seem to think all Xbox players rent games and don't buy games, right? Well, all the games you just listed here also sold copies on Xbox. Sold copies to Xbox gamers. They don't just rent games. We pay a subscription fee and we can play whatever it is on there. Or whatever's on there, sorry. You do the exact same thing with Netflix, but yet nobody calls you out for not buying movies. That's not it. Xbots don't buy games. They want everything for free. Dude, Helldivers is an example of, it's not on Game Pass, and it's in front of our eyes, and we're still buying it. So they still have a base that's going to buy. PlayStation fanboys buy games and consoles, and you fanboys don't. That's why PlayStation and Nintendo are doing better. No one wants an Xbox. This was about Helldivers and the success on Xbox. Like I said, Xbox players buy games. See what I mean, dude? Y'all are just living a delusional fantasy, and the Xbox handheld will flop just like the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X. Guys, you know what's so funny about this guy? I thought we were talking about Helldivers. Why does he keep on going to stuff to downplay Xbox instead of just sticking to the subject? It's like, dude, have you seen my channel? Anything you're telling me about Xbox, I already know, and I'll cover what I need to cover. But this is why I do what I do, y'all. You see what I mean? This imbalance right here. I thought we were supposed to be celebrating, and now we're moving to other things, downplaying another. He's coming like an extreme fanatic against Xbox gamers, and everybody has to be boxed into this point of view, and it's kind of dumb and delusional. You're the one that is delusional, man. You're not getting it, and at the end of your tunnel is no light to see the truth. You just don't like Xbox. You want to bash Xbox, and you want to bash the Xbox players. Pony, sit down. And you want to put, like I said, you want to put them in this perspective as they're broke, They only want free things. They don't buy anything. Nobody wants Xbox. That's a shrewd point of view. I've heard this before, but you can't say that about 100% of the entire community. You're basically like boxing all of them into one box. And I'm telling you, I know individuals that do not operate that way in the Xbox world, or people that are on PC or that are going to Xbox PC or whatever. So I think it's delusional to box people with a sticker on all of their book covers. Okay. Now, next comment. That's a lie right there. You guys were crying and saying that Helldivers 2 should be a freebie on PlayStation Plus, but it wasn't, and you didn't like it. Xbox gamers pay a subscription fee just like you ponies do with PlayStation Plus. Not our problem if we're getting a much better deal than you guys. And he has a good point on that. That's a good point, because it definitely was better this year, and Sony just now started improving it the last few months. But Microsoft's been dropping games for you all year long, even if you were not into them and you didn't like some of it, still they gave you a better gaming content year. And then they're going to be coming with a couple other games. Nintendo too, you know how Nintendo, I mean, that's what they do, man. It's just nice seeing Microsoft do that now. If PlayStation had Game Pass, you would all do the same thing. Be real, a lot of the devs are eating well putting games on Game Pass. It's all about how many download the games that game gets. Okay, now let's talk about some stuff is being cut off. Let's see here. Oh, they're doing this shit, man. It's so annoying when YouTube does this. Okay. And he was like, y'all, LOL, I don't even say such things. That's another thing that Xbox fanboys do as well. Make up stories, but I know why it all started when Xbox actually started putting Xbox games on PlayStation, and now they're using Helldivers as a coping mechanism just to make themselves feel better. That's all it is. Dude. You know what's so funny about that statement? Sony agrees and they're doing way better. Everybody's winning. I wouldn't really say they're coping, because if you're enjoying a game and you're having a really good time, that's not really coping. Coping would be watching somebody and wishing that you could play it, or going on a platform that you hate to try to play it, and then you go back and you really want to play it. I'd say coping is you don't really have it. You know what I mean? You're coping. I wish I could have it. So I don't know, man. They have the game and they're enjoying it. I wouldn't call that coping. That's like saying PC gamers were coping when they got Helldivers to feel better. It's a game they want. I don't call that coping anymore if you really got something you really fucking wanted. Coping is over. Xbox cancel, Perfect Dark, Everwild, Contraband, and more. Dude, you're talking about cancels? Look, bro. Once again, you don't want me to bring up Jim Ryan with some sunglasses and a cigar in his mouth. Let me put a Cuban cigar in there. Driving off the cliff, gas, nitro, fast and furious, thinking that he knows what he's doing. Some angel came and saved him some way, from Japan or something. I don't know, man. Because he definitely went the fuck off the cliff for sure. But this is what I mean. You guys see this? There's a long ass thread down here, just attacking Xbox. Funny stuff. I'm telling you, it's funny. But you know, I got y'all. Let's go. They don't make up stories. They report on what's actually happening in the gaming industry. That's all. Exclusivity has been dead for a very long time. 2, Xbox putting games on PlayStation. Were you expecting Sony to not do the same? A company will make more money if a game is on multiple platforms. That's why Xbox is going to the handheld route, because they can't compete with Nintendo and PlayStation. Dude, handheld mode, Nintendo has like almost the whole thing to themselves. You see Aces ROG Ally selling? Did you see that new Legion? $1,500? Man, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? He said $900 ROG Ally. We're being real over here, bro. Did you see those other Legions? You see this? Ain't nobody buying that shit. It's sitting there. Why? Because they already have their laptop and their desktop, and that's what they want. It's a supplementary additional device without a dedicated market giving you exclusive games for it. The handheld market is tough. Nintendo has like 90-something% of that. You ain't getting shit in there. Yeah, you can come in there and move 500,000 or $1 million and sit to the side for a few years doing that, but ain't nobody gonna come in there and ain't nobody gonna change anything. I would think that you would understand that, because Sony's about to come in there too, and it's gonna get even more tough, because they're gonna get a little portion, but Nintendo's gonna get 100-something million sales. None of them even come close to that. Dude, the handheld market is tough, because you have to provide something unique. There is no innovation really in the handheld market. They're all copying Nintendo. Wannabe devices sitting around. Now you see that new one, taking the Switch off. See what I mean? That's not innovation. You're just doing what they're doing, and you're not providing any development, you people. And you're overpricing it and it's sitting there. Nobody's going to pay for that. I'd rather go get myself a PC. I would rather go get a PS5 Pro, a Switch 2, and a damn Series X than pay $1,500, $1,600 for that type of stuff. You see what I'm saying? I ain't dude, for what? No, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. They're pricing out people. That's luxury stuff. I told you guys too. Remember what I said? They're going to be creating luxury devices. Go watch my handheld videos. The only thing that's cheap entry in the handheld is Nintendo and the Steam Deck. But that does not give you any dedicated games. It doesn't have Game Pass. It's limited. It's, it's cool, but Nintendo made all of them. And this is not fanboying. This is a damn fact. The difference between fanboying and facts is that fanboys do things that facts cannot be included in. It's like you're just fanboy, you know what I mean? But you're not telling people facts. I speak facts, not fanboying. So I don't know what you mean when you say the handheld route. Microsoft's not going the handheld route. They're just kind of doing collaboration things. They're going the PC route. It's crazy how inaccurate this guy is in his statements. Just saying. So rumors are they are going the PC route. What do you do? They are. Which they will fail now because they can't compete with PC. Like, bro, sounds like desperation to me, just like the egg box. Another thing to you fanboys, think exclusives don't matter, but they do. Maybe not to you. I never said they don't matter. I just said that they don't have the power they did on PlayStation that they did back then. And Nintendo world, it's dude, that's powerhouse. They can do it. And they do matter. They're just multi-platform. You think in the future when Microsoft was putting their service in front of you, they ain't gonna have their own games to make you want to pick on their service? Dude, they know that. We're just saying that it doesn't matter to the degree of Sony's going to get hurt by sharing their games. No, because they're massively third party. And there's most of their success at all time. Look at now, 12 canceled games still at 87 million. See? Not much the past few years too. Then canceling all that, still sold that. GTA's around the corner, third party, gonna take it to 100 million. Nintendo doesn't do that. Where's GTA in their world? Where was all that stuff that people were getting carried the whole time? They were doing that in their own world. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I respect them so much, because they weren't relying off of that zombie cycle. And I'm not calling people zombies to play those games, but you guys know what I mean, seeing the same games tried every single year, over and over again. And that's how they blew up and got carried. But they didn't need any of that. They did their own in-house, and they didn't sell out. Dude, that's why I have high respect for them, no matter what anybody says, and you didn't microtransaction me. I hate when I get on a game, and I get on there, and you're still trying to make money off of me. I'm like, so you didn't give me a game to earn everything out of. You're giving me a fee, and then you're trying to put another fee in front of me, and you're restricting me if I don't. And it's like, what are we doing here? So anyways, Xbox fanboys is of no help for Final Fantasy so much for that epic fail, but you got to realize Microsoft could have gave them a check. And they could have got what they needed, and they can give them a check to put it on Game Pass. Sit down. Square published Marvel Avengers and Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy flopped multiples. Just admit it, Xbox is fading right there. He's got some vendetta against Microsoft. You guys see this? Damn. Let me know what you guys think about this. We had to put him in his place. Peace out, y'all.